Hey YouTube, it's Brandon Red here, back with the Ramen Noodle Budgets. Now, in honor of Captain Marvel being released in just a few days, I myself am going to the Thursday night premiere, I thought it'd be really cool to make a prop from the new movie. Now, this prop actually isn't technically from the new movie, it actually showed up in Infinity War, but we do actually see in footage in the trailers, we do see the pager actually show up. So we're making Nick Fury's pager from Infinity War, the post-credit scene, and it's with all of the modifications before, or after, technically, Captain Marvel. So we're gonna make it based off that using some files found on Thingiverse, and we're actually gonna make it light up, so let's see how it goes. Alright, so I started this build off by getting this print on Thingiverse. The link is in the description below. It is a great file. It isn't 100% accurate, but it works for what we're doing today. I printed it on my Maker Select Plus, which you may be able to hear in this recording's background because I am running a print right now. So I'm using a brand new filament here. It's this silver Amazon brand filament, and it did have quite a few issues printing. As you can see, the bed wasn't really leveled here, but it also didn't want to adhere to this new bed at all. And it also had a lot of issues with the top layer infill, so I had to up the top layer to 1.2 millimeters. And the back piece came out kind of ugly, but the top came out really, really nice. I also printed this little side attachment. This is actually from a different user who added it specifically for this file to add a little bit more of an accurate feature. It's this little kind of antenna piece. And so basically the main file has this one little tab you're going to have to glue down. I'm just using super glue. You glue it to the top and then kind of swing it under there. I glued it to both of those pieces. And then I did glue that sidebar attachment to the side with the super glue as well. Now, to clean up this print, I am using Amazing Clearcast resin. If you've ever heard of XTC 3D, they are very similar. It's basically a clear resin that we're going to paint over the piece pretty carefully, not trying to get too much on there. I did get a little bit too much on the top, but yeah, going kind of thin layers. This stuff is self-leveling, so if it does look kind of weird at first, let it sit for about 30 minutes and it may self-level really nicely. As you can see, this one did self-level, and I continued to paint a little bit as it did get thicker so I could fill in some of that big gap in the back. Make sure you hit the sides where all those layer lines are. For the top, you definitely go a lot lighter than you do with the back piece because there is so much detailing. I accidentally overfilled a little bit on some of the play buttons or whatever those were supposed to be. The back came out a little rough, but the filler primer we're using next kind of filled that in. The front came out pretty gorgeous. I didn't think I had to do any other work on it. I didn't add any more filler. That was it for me. The Clearcast resin did it itself. The back definitely could use more work, but I decided that I was okay with it and it wouldn't be seen. To paint, I'm using a Rust-Oleum. It's in a metal steel color, or dark steel, and I gave it one quick coat of that as the base coat. It's kind of like a shiny aluminum. And then I taped off the spots that I wanted to be a glossy black paint. It didn't have to be perfect masking because it is going to get weathered, and most of it, the black spots are weathered on the edges, so it didn't bother me too much. For the side, I didn't really spray paint. I just got some maroon paint and painted the side attachment like that, and that was pretty much the clean version of the pager. Now, I spray painted some silver spray paint in a tray and used a brush and dry brushed a lot of that silver on there to emphasize the black detailing and to weather the hell out of this thing. And I did the same thing with some glossy black spray paint in a cup. I just kind of blotted it in the places it needed to be. And then I rubbed it all over there, kind of trying to get it in a whole bunch of detailing. Make sure you do the back. Don't forget to do the back. So here is after some of that black spray paint and silver spray paint weathering. For the screen, I just got a piece of thick plexiglass, probably thicker than it needs to be, and used a jigsaw to cut it out. It took a while and it took a little bit of filing, and then I just super glued that in place. And then you had a screen. I then used a gray paint to kind of try and add that mattified silver look that the piece has, and then I went back in with my silver spray paint to add some highlights to the buttons like they're supposed to be, like they look in the film. In the link in the description below, there is a cutout, or it's basically the whole pager, and you're going to want to cut out a little bit of the front piece so that you can glue in the Captain Marvel paging logo. And once again, I just used some super glue. You could use some spray glue or whatever type of glue. And there is the pager outside pretty much finished. Now, I thought I was going to be done, but I really wanted to add lights. So I had this leftover kind of phone selfie light that I took apart, and I resoldered the battery to a just a C battery because I didn't want lithium ion inside this thing in case it exploded, because I had past issues with that. I used some tape, and it had a switch on there luckily, so I could, you know, turn that thing on and off. So, and then once I put the front plate back on, it did light up. It's not as bright as this video makes it look. The video for some reason wouldn't adjust unless I put it in manual mode here. This is kind of more of what it looks like. It lights up pretty nicely. And yeah, that is the finished Captain Marvel Nick Fury pager. I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. This is kind of my first 3D printing video, and also sorry I'm so quiet, I am currently sick. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've been working with kind of trying to find a coating for 3D prints that comes out clean, and I really do like the amazing Clearcast resin. I don't know if I like it as much as XTC 3D, because XTC 3D kind of seems to dry quicker and doesn't really pool up as much, but this one does level really nicely, and I'm really proud of how this turned out. So hopefully I'll have my next video up, guys, next week. It's Iron Man's Mark 47 gauntlet, and yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. It's 3D printed prop as well, and I hope you guys enjoy the new film. If you like this video, please subscribe, like this video, and also click that notifications bar button so that you guys get notifications for new videos when I upload them every week. So thank you guys so much for watching.